second row on the inside. That is none other than the
19 of Timmy Fuller, it looks like. Outside of him, the 01, Chris Raby. The 9S, Matt Shepard. The 35, Mike Mahaney. The 21, next in line, of Robert Delormier. The triple nickel of Perry Francis. And rounding out the starting lineup will be the 04 of DJ Gagno. Heat number 1 is underway. 8 laps, 5 to qualify. Battle for the lead off the corner. We've got a challenge into turn number 1. Looks like Raby will grab the lead. Working down the back straightaway into the turn. Raby on the outside has the lead into the corner. Side-by-side battle for third spot. Timmy Fuller trying to make his move now on Hamel off the corner.
Timmy Fuller starting to make some noise for himself. He'll go to the inside of Hamel going into turn number 2. Hamel a little quicker that time off of turn 2. Will slide into turns 3 and 4. Hamel will shift to the top side. Fuller sticks his nose down on the bottom, pulls around, wheel in the front stretch as we head into turns 1 and 2.
Timmy Fuller, the St. Lawrence Reality, number 19, now will make the move on Hamel. He'll grab position 3. Mahaney right behind him. Then Superman Shepard next in line. Remember, 5 to qualify. Mahaney right now holding down the last qualifying spot in the George Huddick, number 35.
Yeah, Mahaney starting to feel some pressure here from the 9 of Matt Shepard. Everybody goes to the top of the speedway off of turn 2. Shepard changes lanes this time down the backstretch. He'll try to pull up alongside going into turn 3 of Mahaney. He may have him this time as we enter turn number 4. It's a drag race between Mahaney and Shepard.
Everybody on the top in the first 4 spots. Now Shepard has been digging on the bottom. He'll slide across the front of Mahaney and pick up position number 5. Mahaney comes right back at him as we work down the back straightaway. Hamel is right ahead of them now in a 3-car battle.
3-car battle shaping up here as Shepard turning up the wick in the latter stages of this 8-lap event. Shepard slide job this time. Hamel, the crossover move down the backstretch perhaps. Not going to happen. Mahaney starting to fade. Shepard will bring it off at turn 4. He's up to the top 4 with 1 to go.
Heading out into the turn now, Chris Raby is currently leading the way down the back straightaway. He's got a huge advantage right now. The 124 Mario Clare running in the number 2 spot. We took the Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag. We'll get the Sunoco checkered flag. Raby grabs the win. Claire is second. Third spot will be the number 19 of Tim Fuller. They'll go to the redraw, followed by the 9S Matt Shepard and the 13 of Kevin Hamel.
Great race there by Matt Shepard. He dug in halfway through, Jeff, and got himself up into the top 4 here. A few more laps, he might have picked off Timmy Fuller.
01 Chris Raby is the winning driver. 124 Mario Clare second. The 19 Tim Fuller third. They go to the redraw, followed by the 9S Matt Shepard and the 13 of Kevin Hamel. They are all qualified for tonight's feature race. Again, 8 laps, 5 qualify. 3 go to the redraw. 4 heats for the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco Modifieds. Heat number 2 lining up this way. Pole position, driving the Twin Leaf Store 66X will be Kerry Torrance. And alongside of him, the Barron's Performance Warehouse number 3 is Matt Williamson. Second row on the inside, the Emmerich Associates BDR Speed. Ollie's number 02 is the Ginger Ninja Jack Lehner. And alongside of Lehner, looks like will be the 15B, Brianna Ladosor. Brianna driving in the Twin Leaf Stores St. Lawrence Radiology number 15B. Third row on the inside, we'll find the number 18 junior of Louis Jackson Jr. Outside of Louis will be the Advanced Concrete number 4 of Anthony Perego. Final row on the inside, Cedric Gouvreau in the number 22C. And the final starting spot will be the 23 of Jeff Sykes. He's out of Edwards, New York. That'll be your starting grid for qualifier number 2. Jeff Sykes in the Superior Plus Energy Services race car. Here we go. Again, 5 will go to the feature. Out of the turn. Green is out. Into the turn. Torrance on the outside, the current point leader here at the Speedway, battling down the back with the Ginger Ninja Jack Lehner.
Well, Lehner may have him on the inside. Kerry Terrance, he's to the top side. He'll come around, lead lap number 1 of 8 in the books. Terrance very quick on that top side, but Hamel very quick as well himself. Lehner for that number 2 position. Williamson rolls into 3rd. Over into turns 3 and 4, though, this time. Kerry Terrance running the top side.
Into the turn, Louis Jackson battling for a qualifying spot now with Anthony Perego. Right ahead of them is the 3 of Matt Williamson. Williamson now holds the last redraw position. Jackson's right there along with Perego. Perego goes to the outside down the backstretch.
To the outside goes Perego of Louis Jackson. He seems to have it hung up on the bottom. The outside group seems to be the quicker one at this point. Perego back to the top side. Louis Jackson not going away without a fight.
No, he isn't. Right now, Perego's on the outside of Jackson. He'll pick off 4th spot, and he'll set his sights on the 3 of Matt Williamson, looking for a redraw spot. Up front, Kerry Terrance continues to lead the way after a brief battle there with Jack Lehner.
Well, halfway at this point, Jeff, as we roll it down to the backstretch, it's still all Kerry Terrance out front. The 4 of Perego. He's got his sights set on the 3 of Williamson. He's starting to reel him in as we bring it off of turn 4.
Yes, he is. Anthony Perego closing a little bit now on Money Matt Williamson into the turn. Terrance continuing to lead the way. Track regular here at Mohawk International. Meanwhile, the Ginger Ninja running in the number 2 spot will get the 2-lap sign this time.
2 to go for Kerry Terrance. He's led them all. He wants to lead all 8 of this one. And now Louis Jackson starting to apply some pressure here in the latter stages as the 4 of Perego started to have Williamson. I don't know if Williamson knew he was there, but this time around, white flag in the air.
Yeah, the Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag. 1 lap to go for Terrance. Lehner 2, Williamson is in 3rd. Perego is qualified, but he'd like a redraw spot. 1 more trip around, looking for the Sunoco checker. Working out of the turn, Kerry Terrance will grab the checkered flag, followed by Lehner, then the 3 Williamson. Perego will grab the 4th spot, and 5th spot will be Louis Jackson. Heat race number 2 into the record books, and your winning driver will be the 66X of Kerry Terrance. Runner-up the 02 of Jack Lehner. 3rd, the 3 Matt Williamson. They will go to the redraw. 4th spot will be car 4 of Anthony Perego, and 5th, the 18 junior of Louis Jackson Jr., one of the hometown drivers, picking up a qualifying spot for tonight's feature event, which will be going 50 laps and paying $10,000 to win. Heat number 3 of 4 rolling trackside for the Short Track Super Series Modifieds pole position. The Quality Forestry Management number 28 is Mike Troutschol. Alongside of him, driving car number 25, Mikel Perrant. He's in the Ultra Group number 25. Second row to the inside. He was the winner at the Autodrome Granby last week in the 1. That is David Hebert.
Alongside him, you'll see the 3 of Franklin McEnroe. Next row in behind them, Felix Waugh and Preston Forbes to his outside.
And we got the final row lining up with the number 21. That's actually the 22 of Gordon Clare. Gordon Clare in the 22. And the 84Y of Alex Jankowski. Alex Jankowski out of Covington Township, the current point leader at the Fonda Speedway. And he's got a couple of wins at Utica Rome this year. So that's your 8-car field. Heat number 3. 8 laps, 5 will qualify. Mike Troutschol and Mikel Perrant in row number 1. Joe Chris, green flag in hand, looks him over. We're ready to go this time. Here they come.
Off of turn number 4. Going to be looking for that green flag. Mikel Perrant very quickly, right on the heels of the 28 of Trashhold. Hebert brings it off of turn number 2. Trashhold to his outside. They'll battle into turns 3 and 4. American Racer to American Racer as we come off of turn number 4.
Wow, Perrant went into the turn, got extra high, dropped back almost to 5th, but rebounded out of turn number 2. And Hebert now putting the pressure on Troutschol for the lead as he shot up the inside lane. Down the back straightaway, he'll move to the inside and grab the lead from Troutschol.
Yeah, Troutschol's going to fall right in his wheel tracks. Coming off of turn 4. David Hebert is going to pick him off this time. He'll come around lead lap number 2. Hebert starting to muscle his way off of turn number 2. down the backstretch. David Hebert looking strong yet again tonight.
Yeah, he picked up his first ever short track Super Series win at Autodrome Granby last week, where he's the 3-time defending track champion. Down the straightaway, Mike Troutchold continuing the run in second, a short track Super Series regular the last couple of years. Battle for third, the last redraw spot. Felix Waugh in the 61 battling Mikel Perrant down the back. That's a good battle for the last redraw position.
David Hebert right now, fastest lap on the speedway, 17.2, halfway home. David Hebert on a Tuesday night cruise, down the backstretch will go. The battle continues here between Felix Waugh and Mikel Perrant for that third and final qualifying spot. Perrant's got him by a full car length this time, but it looks like Felix Waugh may be turning it up as we come off of turn 4.
And don't look now, here comes Kid Rocket, the 84Y of Alex Jankowski. Remember, he started in the back row, and the Milmas Napa Auto Parts Easy Work Trucks number 84Y is up to 5th. He's got a qualifying spot. Can he get a redraw spot here with just 2 laps to go?
2 to go. Leader is checked out on the field. Waugh trying to make a move. Now he goes to the inside of Mikel Perrant for that third and final transfer position. Wheel to wheel down the backstretch. Drag race into turns 3 and 4. 1 to go on the field, Jeff.
Yeah, the Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag. 1 to go. Waugh battling Perrant off the corner. Right behind him is Jankowski into the turn. And Waugh's to the inside. They'll drag race side by side down the back straightaway on the final lap. Who's going to get third? Meanwhile, the Sunoco checker for Hebert. Grabbing second will be Troutchold. Slide job for both drivers. Mikel Perrant will pick off third, and Waugh will get fourth. Jankowski will be fifth. What a battle there to the wire. Slide job for Waugh going by Perrant. Perrant got him back off the final turn. Your 5 qualifiers. The winning driver is the 1, David Hebert. Runner up to 28 of Mike Troutchold. Third, the last redraw spot, the 25 of Mikel Perrant. They go to the redraw. 4th to 61, Felix Waugh. And the 84Y Alex Jankowski qualifies in position 5. Heat race number 4, rolling trackside. Pole position will be the Belmar Excavation Genic number 35, Francois Belmar. And alongside, driving the 83D, that's Dustin Bradley, the Bob's Auto Go Green Storage number 83D. Second row side, the Hallmar International Park Contracting 44, Stuart Friesen. And alongside of him is another number 44. That is the Lavoie number 44G of Sebastian Gougon. Third row on the inside, we've got another number 35. That will be Thomas Cook from Hogansburg, New York. And alongside of Thomas, looks like the 66W of Dexter Stacy. He's in the Bullies Truck Stop 66W. Final row will be the 55 of Matt Woodruff. He's in the flat and vertical concrete number 55. And our final starting position will find Daniel Morgevitz out of Goshen, New York. That's down near the Orange County Fair Speedway. He's in the Shoeback Sod Farm, Barron's Performance Warehouse, number 15M. Well, Brian, we see some entertaining action so far in the first 3 heats.
Yeah, I'm still recalling that last heat race. Felix Waugh almost made it stick to the top side. He overcooked it a little bit and allowed Perrant to slip to the inside to get that number 3 redraw position away from him. We're underway as we head into turn number 1. Stuart Friesen waiting for no one. Pulls up alongside the 35 of Francois Belmar. He'll lead him down the backstretch. As now into turns 3 and 4, cooking it up alongside, but here comes Stuart Friesen. He'll lead lap number 1.
Down the straightaway, yeah, Woodruff running well to the inside lane. Woodruff has quite a few laps here at Mohawk International this year. Meanwhile, Goujon down the back straightaway. Goujon is now third, battling with the 35 of Belmar. Belmar back to fourth, and he's getting pressure from behind. We got a multi-car battle off the corner from second on back.
Yeah, Dustin Bradley looking to get into the top 5 here. He is in the top 5, I should say. He's got the 35 of Belmar right next to him, and now for Bradley a little quicker as we go into turns 3 and 4. Your top 3 go like this: Friesen, Woodruff, and Goujon.
Out of the corner, battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th off the turn. The 83 of Dustin Bradley now holding down 4th. Working on the outside now is the 35 of Thomas Cook. Cook down the back straightaway, battling with Belmar and the 15 of Daniel Morgevitz.
Morgevitz, though, trying to hang on here. Stuart Friesen's checked down the field, halfway home here. Will pick up a battle. Thomas Cook's going to go to the top side off of turn number 2. He's got Dustin Bradley, that 4th place car, in front of him. Bradley and Thomas Cook into turns 3 and 4. Wheel to wheel this time, going into turn 4.
Yeah, look at this side-by-side action. A couple of guys are hammering the top lane of the speedway, riding the cushion, which has now worked its way all the way up to the top of the speedway. And some of the other guys just tiptoeing around the bottom. 2-lap sign for the Hallmark 44. Stuart Friesen, the all-time win leader in short track Super Series competition, has a full straightaway on Matt Woodruff.
Yeah, Thomas Cook got around Dustin Bradley that last time around for that 4th place spot. Thomas Cook doesn't appear to be done, Jeff, as he's taken that high side. His car is taking a liking to it. 1 to go. He's going to put some pressure here on the 44 of Goujon, perhaps.
Yeah, white flag, the Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag, 1 to go. Cook is really cooking in the outside lane. We've got 1 lap to go. Checkered flag waving now on Stuart Friesen. He'll take Joe Chris's checker. Woodruff will grab position 2. Who's going to get 3? It looks like Goujon will grab that spot, followed by Cook and the 83D of Dustin Bradley. So some entertaining action in heat race number 4. The 44 Stuart Friesen is the winner. 55 Matt Woodruff grabs second. 44G Sebastian Goujon is in third. They go to the redraw. 35 of Thomas Cook and the 83D of Dustin Bradley will be your top 5 to qualify for tonight's 50-lap feature race. Hey, we'd like to say thanks to Barron's Performance Warehouse sponsoring the white flag 1 to go lap. Before they reach Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane, drivers take the Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag 1 to go in all STSS modified and Sportsman events. Barron's Performance Warehouse, founded in 1972 by Harry Barron as Barron's Speed Center, a general speed and tire shop aimed at the general automotive market. In 1982, the decision was made to focus on the parts and service market and leave behind Harry's career as a driver. The Speed Center has grown to a nationally known leader in the automotive racing industry. Barron's Performance Warehouse, located on Meadow Road, Florida, New York, can be found on the web at barrons.com or by phone at 845-651-7389. Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag 1 to go at all SDS events before they reach Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane. And BA Custom Headers sponsoring the redraw. After the conclusion of heat races, top qualifiers take part in the BA Custom Headers redraw. With 25 years in the header fabrication business, BA Custom Headers of Genoa, New York can customize your power curve for a broader range of power. Each header or exhaust setup has been tried and tested by chosen top modified and late model teams across the country. BA Performance Headers on the web at baheaders.com. Facebook, BA Headers, and Instagram at BA Headers. So BA Headers sponsoring the redraw. Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag 1 to go, and Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane. All right, looks like we've got some Sportsman action on the speedway.
Sportsman's ready to go off of turns number 3 and 4 at the J&L Detailing clean start zone. Shane Pecor sitting on the pole. He's going to be the control car here. Kevin Latendre on the outside. White flag is being displayed one more time around here. Kevin Latendre in the 3KL. Driving the number 44 DKM chassis ride. That's going to be Casey Swamp. He's from right here in Akwesasne. To his outside will be the number 4 of Rico Hernandez. He's from Plattsburgh, New York. Next row on the inside is going to be Akwesasne's Joshua Jock. He's in the Jock's Performance Small Engines Bicknell chassis number 03. To his outside in the Daily Grind Dispensary, number D1 is Akwesasne's Dylan Cole. Robert Lower drives the 21L. He's alongside young Ty David in the 14. That's your starting lineup. Here is Sportsman heat race action from the G&L Detailing clean start zone. Green flag flies. We're off heading into turn number 1. Shane Pecor jumps out to the early lead. Here comes Casey Swamp diving to the inside. He's stealing that number 2 position away from Latendre. Right now it's Pecor, Swamp, Latendre, and Joshua Jock. We're coming around to complete lap number 1 here on world famous Blaze Smith Lumber, Johnston's Building Materials, and FX Caprera night. Right now Shane Pecor's leading the charge. He's opening up about a 5-car length distance over the second place car of Casey Swamp. Swamp looking to close in as he rides the bottom side of the speedway. Modifieds were kind of riding the top side, using the cushion to their advantage. Sportsmen have all dropped down around the white tires. Dancing with the devil, as Pager would say. Get as close down to the bottom as you can get to find that little bit of grip you can find to move your car forward. Right now, Shane Pecor coming off the corner here. Off of turn number 4, he's going to lead lap number 3. Casey Swamp in that 3TK ride, sitting in second. Latondre in third. Joshua Jock runs fourth. Rico Hernandez having a great run in the 5th position currently.
As we come to cross flags this time, 4 down, 4 to go. Shane Pecor continues to lead the way. Casey Swamp in second. That's Kevin Latondre holding on to position number 3 ahead of Joshua Jock. Rico Hernandez going to slot in 5th. Ty David, Dylan Cole, and Robert Luer bringing up the rear of the field as Pecor jets up on the high side. He's got that right rear up to that outside berm of the racetrack. He's going to come around to 3 to go. This time by Swamp just behind him. The battle's about to be on for third. It's Kevin Latondre just ahead of Joshua Jock. Is Jock going to try to move up the racetrack just a little bit here, see if he can close in on Latondre as they're going to come to popsicle sticks this time. 2 laps to go off of turn number 4 for the 0 of Shane Pecor, the St. Andrews, West Ontario native, Cornwall Motor Speedway multi-time track champion, working his way off of turn number 2. This time going to be looking for the white flag at the rear of the field. Battle's on there between Dylan Cole and Robert Luer as well, but watching that battle up at the front. In third position, Latondre and Jock battling it out here. Latondre, Jock off of turn number 4, white flag, 1 lap to go for Shane Pecor. Casey Swamp second, Latondre, Jock. Then it's Hernandez, David, Cole, and Luer at the rear of the field as we work our way towards turn number 3 for the final time. Off of turn number 4, he's looking for checkers. He's going to get him off of turn number 4. Checkered flag, it's Shane Pecor. Pecor going to pick up heat race number 1. Casey Swamp second. Kevin Latondre third. Josh Jock in fourth. Rico Hernandez rounds up the top 5, followed by Ty David, Robert Luer, and Dylan Cole. That's going to do it for heat race number 1 here in the Sportsman. As we get set for heat race number 2, they're currently staging down there at the pit exit. And if that battle for third is any indicator of what we're going to see here in heat race number 2, it's going to be a good one here, Daryl.
Yeah, they're trying to get any kind of position they can right now. This is a big money race for the Lone Wolf Sportsman Special.
That's right.
It's 40 laps, $1,200 to win tonight. And it's in memory of Eugene Tarbell, one of our race car drivers here in the territory. Been racing since he was a little kid. We lost him this past season. Now his grandkids and nephews are tearing up the track.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, we saw Brian Tarbell in the 7D. We've also seen Macy Tarbell out there in a mini stock over the last couple of weeks over at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. As we're going to come for the green flag this time, Daryl?
No, we're going white flag here. We're going to go one more time around. We're going to go do some driver introductions here as we got sitting on the front row right now in the Best Buds Dispensary, number 9, that's Christian Smoke. To his outside. In the 8KL is Carl Latondre. The 18C is Chris Kaye. He's along Joe Chartier in a 20M St. Mary's Cattle Company ride. He's our regular in a limited Sportsman. First time running in the regular Sportsman tonight. The 18JR is Jason Rose. To his outside will be Adam Rosen in the 3. The gentleman, Billy Cook, drives the M70. He's from right here in Akwesasne. And Keith Pelkey from Prescott, Ontario is in the number 42. That's your starting lineup for Sportsman Heat Race number 2.
As we come off at turn number 4 this time, looking for a clean and green start here, Daryl, as Christian Smoke going to be the first one to cross the line. We're underway, heat race number 2. That's Carl Latondre looking to the high side of Chris Kaye. Kaye down to the inside. Latondre hits that little bit of a brick wall, going to fall back into that third position. Here's Adam Rosa up to position number 4. He's going to work his way to the high side of Jason Rose. Rose to the inside, battles on for the top spot. Kaye to the inside, Smoke up on the high side as they work their way through turns 1 and 2, already working lap number 2 here. This time it's Smoke continuing to lead ahead of Kaye. Latondre holding on to third. The battle's on for fourth as well. That's Adam Rose and Jason Rose battling it out for position. Rose on top, Rose on the inside. Smoke still leads here on lap number 3. Just behind them, of course, Keith Pelkey, Billy Cook, and Joe Chartier bringing up the rear of the field as we're watching another battle here. Keith Pelkey took a look to the inside, now takes a look to the high side of Jason Rose, side by side as they work their way off at turn number 4, and Pelkey going to go around. Caution is potentially going to be displayed. There it is. Yellow flag is out. Pelkey comes to a stop at the top of turn number 4 here, Daryl.
Pelkey from Prescott, Ontario, just started running with us in the past 3 weeks now.
Always good to see new drivers out here getting the experience. This is a beautiful facility, by the way, here at Mohawk. I don't even know if the flow coverage is doing it any justice. It is absolutely phenomenal. If you get a chance, get out here. Every Saturday night they run here, of course, at the Mohawk International Raceway. Big racetrack, lots of opportunity to make passes here. The straightaways are wide and long. The corners are nice and sweeping. Great opportunity for these guys to put on a good show for us.
The track surface here is phenomenal. Hats off to the track crew. Dave Thompson and crew do an excellent job at preparing it every single week. There isn't a bump on the track right now.
No, it looks very, very smooth, Daryl.
He's going to put some work into it again during intermission time. They do this every single week, and he's kind of a stickler for the way the track is, and it really shows.
That's right. A little bit of OCD when it comes to the racetrack.
His talent really shines here.
Absolutely. You love to see it. White flag displayed to the field. 3 laps down, 5 laps to go. The field does look like this. Christian Smoke continues to lead, has led from the drop of the green flag. Chris Kaye second. Carl Latonder going to make up row number 2 alongside Adam Rosaw. Row 3, Jason Rose and the Mohawk Express Billy Cook, with Joe Chartier bringing up the rear of the field. Of course, Keith Pelkey has brought it pitch side as we're going to take the green flag again here just prior to the halfway point as the field works their way towards the restart zone. Christian Smoke finds a loud pedal, and we're back underway. Green flag here in Sportsman Heat Race number 2. Already Chris Kaye takes a look down to the inside of Smoke, gets the nose in there. Not sure if he's going to be able to get that run off of turn number 2. He's going to look for it, though. Down on the inside, Chris Kaye. Up on the high side, Christian Smoke as it's side by side behind them as well. That's Carl Latonder and Adam Rosa as we come to cross flags this time. Daryl, 4 down, 4 to go.
Christian Smoke putting in work around the top side of the speedway. The high side hustler, Christian Smoke, flying down the back straightaway. He's going to put a car length advantage over second place Chris Kaye. Kaye was able to find a victory here last year. He's putting in an excellent run here in front of the big crowd we have in-house tonight. Here for the Lone Wolf Sportsman Special, 40 laps, $1,200 to win is going to be the feature. They're putting themselves in an excellent starting position for the feature. Christian Smoke leading the way, using that high side to his advantage. He's going to be the first car to see the twin popsicle sticks as they come around to complete lap number 6, signaling 2 laps to go here. 8 laps of distance for our Sportsman Heat Race. World famous Blaze Smith Lumber, Johnston Building Material, and FX Caprera Car Company sponsoring tonight's event. Christian Smoke in the Best Buds dispensary ride, showing him how it's done here as he comes around, and he's the first car to see the white flag being displayed. Coming around the back straightaway, Christian Smoke from right here in Akwesasne is going to be coming off of turns number 3 and 4. At the Swamps Automotive checkered flag, the Best Buds dispensary Club 21, number 9 car of Christian Smoke will pick up the win. Second place will go to Chris Kaye. Third will go to Latondra. Fourth is going to be Adam Rosan. Fifth looks like Denny Rose. Sixth is Billy Cook. Seventh will be Joe Chartier. That's heat race action for your Sportsman division. Looks like group number 3 is heading out on the speedway.
Yeah, group number 3 coming out onto the racetrack, leading them off in the pole. The 92T of Tristan Lattiser alongside the 22C of Cedric Govro. Row number 2, the 7JR of Ja'Cory Thompson alongside the 10X of Corey Castell. Row number 3 belongs to the 19 of Jamie Beagor alongside the 314 of Nick Millette. And bringing up the rear of the field, the 14K of Carl Potvin. Of course, these drivers were out here earlier in their time trial groups, setting the order for these particular heat races. Tristan Lattiser, a feature winner already here this season. Cedric Govro, also no stranger to victory lane here at the Mohawk International Raceway either.
So I believe that was Tristan's first career win here.
That's correct. Yeah, his first career win anywhere in the Sportsman, and it's absolutely great to see.
He's also our current points leader here at Mohawk for the regular Sportsman season.
And, you know, up at Cornwall as well here, Daryl, Tristan Lattiser is one of those drivers that's taken such a big gain this year, put himself from a driver that was kind of field to somebody you have to keep your eyes on each and every week. As the white flag was displayed, we're going to get set to go green this upcoming time by.
The Lattiser name's synonymous in Cornwall.
Absolutely.
It's
there's 1.5 billion of them up there.
There's I mean, the shoes to follow that is you're going to have to shine with Joey and Laurent.
Absolutely. And, of course, Uncle Lee as well.
Oh,
cousin
yeah.
Prey, upcoming cousin Liam, as we're going to get set to go green this time off at turn number 4. It's going to be Tristan Lattiser and Cedric Govro going to lead us to the green flag. Lattiser inside, Govro up on the top side. They're going to go door to door through turns 1 and 2. They're looking to go 3 wide just behind them as well. That's Ja'Cory Thompson up on the high side. Down on the inside, Corey Castell. Actually, no, that's Jamie Begor. As just behind them is that 10X of Corey Castell as we come off at turn number 4 for the first time. It's going to be the 92T of Tristan Lattiser down on the inside. 22C at Govro. He's hooking, he's booking, and he's looking to take that top spot as he works his way up on the high lane, down the back straightaway. Cedric Govro up top. Tristan Lattiser down on the bottom. The battle's behind them as well. Begor and Thompson as Govro going to lead here on lap number 2. These drivers, no strangers to side-by-side battles. And once again, Cedric Govro using that top lane. He's going to get more experience here tonight as well, running with the STSS in the other 22C machine as we come off at turn number 4. Lap number 3 now in the books, still 5 to go. It's Cedric Govro, followed by Tristan Lattiser, Jamie Begor in that 3rd spot. Ja'Cory Thompson slotting into 4th. Corey Castell, Carl Potvin, and Nick Millette as we're going to work our way through turns number 3 and 4. Coming to the cross flags this time. 4 laps in the books, 4 laps to go, and it's Cedric Govro leading the way.
Govro been leading the charge since the beginning, but he's got Tristan Lattiser right there hot on his back bumper. Lattiser been using that inside lane to try to move forward. It looks like Cedric found a little something more on top, so Tristan will jump up to the top lane, see if he can close the gap a little bit. Tristan gonna search around the speedway for some speed. Cedric was the first one to find it up there, and it's really showing as he's putting about a 6 or 7 car length advantage over Tristan Lattiser. Jamie Begor has moved into the number 3 position around Ja'Cory Thompson in that JR7. Thompson looks like he has a little bit of debris hanging off the back of the car from the green flag. Made a little bit of contact. It looks like his window has turned into an airplane wing right there. We don't know if that's going to hold him to the track or make him take off, but we'll find out in a few more laps here. We got one more time around the speedway for Chelsea, Quebec's Cedric Govro. Govro ripping the lip around the speedway, the long way around here at Mohawk International Raceway. He'll be back in action here in the Short Track Super Series heat races and features. Off of turn number 4 at the Swamps Automotive checkered flag, Cedric Govro picks up a heat win. Tristan Lattiser will finish 2nd. 3rd is going to be Jamie Begor. 4th will be Ja'Cory Thompson, jumping up from the limited for his first time in the regular Sportsman. 5th will be last week's feature winner Corey Castell, and 6th will be Carl Potvin in the 14K. Looks like the 314 of Nick Millette will round out your field.
Definitely a good run there, Daryl, for Cedric Govro, being able to use that high side. I wonder if that's going to be his preferred lane later on with the Short Track Super Series.
We'll find out when some Big Dave and crew work on the track. They're going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to have some quick lanes of racing, top and bottom lane racing coming up for the features.
As we get set for heat race number 4 here, Daryl rolling off of the pole. Looks like the 88 of Fire Swamp alongside the 54G of Greg Snyder. Row number 2, the 7D of Brian Tarbell alongside the 1R of Ricky Thompson. Row number 3, the 5EJ of EJ Gallup alongside the 95 of Dan Jalbert. And bringing up the rear of the field, the 37 of Mark Olivier McCarthy. Of course, Fire Swamp, no stranger to victory lane down here stateside this season. Hasn't been so lucky up at Cornwall, but one of those drivers that's really come on the scene this year and showing what he can do in that 88.
If there was a big paycheck, he was there, and he was there at the end of the race, and he really made it count.
Absolutely. He definitely did. He put himself in position whenever it counted. Picked up a couple of big checks down there at Devil's Bowl a couple times this year.
The work that he puts in, it really shows in his performance. He's waking up, he's eating racing, he's breathing racing, and living racing.
Eat, sleep, and breathe racing. Yeah. That's absolutely it. If you were to take a blood sample of Fire Swamp, it would be racing fuel.
Racing plus, huh?
That's right.
So off of turns number 3 and 4, they're coming around. At the J&L detailing, clean start zone, green flag flies for Fire Swamp as he jumps out to the early lead. Swamp jumps right up to the top lane. He must have been watching Cedric Govro on that last race. Here comes topside Ricky Thompson. He's moving into the number 2 spot. He gets around Greg Snyder. Right now it's Fire Swamp, Thompson, and Greg Snyder, your top 3. Brian Tarbell into the wall. He keeps it moving, and we stay clean and green here for a little bit. Looks like his back bumper caught a little bit of the cement barriers. But he keeps his car moving, so good on him for getting the car back on the track and not making it worse than it could have been.
You're definitely right on that one there. Of course, Tarbell able to continue on. He stays with the field as well, Daryl, which I think is of utmost importance as we watch a battle up there side by side. Ricky Thompson on the high side. Dan Jalbert going to slot into second as Fire Swamp continues to lead the way. Mark-Olivier McCarthy up into position number 4 now. McCarthy, one of those drivers that's had himself some good gains this year as well. Last year was in the novice Sportsman, now up in the big show, and he's done himself a good job here so far as we're going to work our way towards the halfway point this time by. It's going to be 4 down, 4 to go. Fire Swamp leads us off at turn number 4. Dan Jalbert, Ricky Thompson still in that battle for the second position. Thompson up top, Jalbert down on the inside as cross flags displayed to the field. McCarthy going to cross ahead of Snyder, Gallup, and Tarbell at the rear of the field. 4 down, 4 to go as Fire Swamp continues to lead the way.
Fire Swamp. Like I said, if there's a big check, he's going for it.
Absolutely.
We have a big check here tonight for this 40-lap Lone Wolf Sportsman Special in memory of Eugene Tarbell. So look for him to be a contender in that feature race. Right now, topside Ricky Thompson sneaking back by Dan Jalbert for the number 2 position. Thompson way up in the marbles up there. He's finding a little bit of bite. He's got that right rear tire on that light brown clay. That's where all the hammer down fast stuff is. And he shoots down the back straightaway, and he will get a car length on the 95 of Dan Jalbert. We're at lap number 6, coming around for 7 here as the white flag is being displayed for Fire Swamp. Ricky Thompson runs second, Dan Jalbert third. One more time around the speedway. It's the last time Fire Swamp will see the backstretch because he's coming around to collect the Swamp's automotive checkered flag here in Sportsman Heat Race action. In the Riley Ford number 88 from Akwesasne is Fire Swamp. Second is going to be Ricky Thompson in that Rain Dance Maggie's ride. Third is going to be Dan Jalbert. Fourth is Mark Oliver McCarthy. Fifth is going to be Greg Snyder. Sixth goes to the number 6 car.
EJ Gallup in the 5 EJ.
He comes from Gloversville, New York.
Wow.
Quite a haul.
That is quite a haul.
And then Brian Tarbell will round out your field.
Well, glad that everyone can make it here with us tonight. And if you can, of course, welcome to tonight's coverage here on FloRacing as Pro Stock Heat Race number 1 rolling out onto the racetrack. This is a driver I'm very familiar with, the 72G of Denny Govro alongside the 5B of Ian Bursett. Row number 2, the X15 of Tyler Bushy alongside the 12S of Dakota Sharp. Row number 3, the 4 of Rock Obey alongside the 06 of Alex Lebrun, and bringing up the rear of the field, the 22 of John Green III. And a little fun fact here, Daryl, about Rock Obey. This Sunday night at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, it will be NASCAR legend Kenny Schrader driving his backup car.
That's going to be exciting, and it's $5 general admission for Cornwall Speedway this coming Sunday.
Yeah, you can't beat that. $5 to get in. You get to see Kenny Schrader. You get to listen to me. I mean, that might be a reason to stay away, but
I don't know.
It's still going to be a good time anyway.
Yeah, no, for sure. The excitement of Cornwall, if you've never been there, it's worth the trip over there. Plus, they got good restaurants on that side.
Right,
and,
that's right.
I always make sure to stop in over there before I head to the Speedway. And if you've never, make sure you grab a Cornwall Speedway poutine.
Yes, of course. You got to have the poutine, especially when you're on the Canada side over there. Our crew does a really great job, Max and the team. And, of course, tomorrow night here on FloRacing as well, you'll get to see night number 2 of the Short Track Super Series up here on the other side of the border when we head back to my home track of Cornwall.
The Rumble on the Seaway.
That's right. That's
going to be 75 laps, I believe.
75 laps. We're going to have Sportsman on hand, and I believe mini stocks as well as we come off turn number 4. Green flag this time. It's Denny Govro to the line. Ian Bursett up on the high side. Here comes Dakota Sharp looking down to the inside as well. Actually, no, that's Tyler Bushy with Dakota Sharp holding on to position number 4. Rock Obey in the top 5 as well as Govro leads down the back straightaway into turn number 3 for the first time. Bursett up top and down there on the inside. Bushy holding on to position in that X15 machine. Great start here for Govro. The Govro name has been very strong here so far tonight with Cedric as well, as Denny continues to lead. Second continues to be that 5 of Ian Bursett. Side by side for third, Dakota Sharp. Tyler Bushy side by side, and Sharp up top. Bushy down on the inside. 2 laps in the book. 6 laps to go here, Daryl.
Dakota Sharp's been a multi-time feature winner here this year. He takes a peek underneath Ian Brissett coming down the back straightaway. Looks like he will slide up. Brissett charging back hard for that number 2 spot. Dakota Sharp driving the 12. Ian Brissett in the 5 from Brazier Falls. Brissett using that outside lane to try to hold some momentum to get it back around Dakota Sharp. Sharp will slide up the speedway a little bit. Kind of shut the door on Brissett. Brissett right to the back bumper down the back straightaway. Gives him a nudge to let him know he's there. Sharp will slip up to the top lane and ride around the rim here and take away the spot from Brissett. Brissett has to slide down to the bottom again. He will take a peek to the inside of Dakota Sharp here on lap number 3. Sharp just strong off of the corners. Ian Brissett able to get to the back bumper of the 12 of Sharp. Just not able to seal the deal as they come back around here. We're on coming around to pick up lap number 5. It's been all Denny Govero so far in this event. Dakota Sharp's running second, Ian Brissett third. Fourth is Tyler Bushy. Fifth will be Rock Oben. Down the back straightaway, Denny Govero heads. He's leading the charge. He's about 10 car lengths ahead of second place Dakota Sharp. The twin popsicle sticks are up in the air. Travis Bruno letting Denny Govero. He's got 2 more times around the speedway here at Mohawk International Raceway. They're going to set their starting feature. They got $1,000 to win tonight in the Pro Stock Challenge. All kinds of cars registered here in the Pro Stock division. White flag being displayed by Travis Bruno, letting Denny Govero know he's got 1 more time around the speedway to pick up a heat win here. Dakota Sharp running second. The battle is on for third as Tyler Bushy takes a peek underneath Ian Brissett. Brissett powers back down the back straightaway. Coming off of turn number 3 and 4 to collect the Swamps Automotive checkered flag, the 72G of Denny Govero. Second place will go to Dakota Sharp. Third is Ian Brissett. Fourth is going to be Tyler Bushy. Fifth is Rock Oben. Sixth will be Alex LeBrun. And seventh place will go to John Green III. First Pro Stock heat race in the books. Heat race number 2 sitting and staging.
Heat race number 1 down. Like you said, Daryl, still 2 to go. As we're getting set to roll out heat race number 2, it's going to be the 8 of Mark Lalone on the pole alongside the 57K of Kevin Federley Jr. Row number 2 going to belong to the 32 of Zach Daniels alongside the 28 of Burton Ward. Row 3, the M2 of Anthony Mossow alongside the 9S of Keegan Stowell. Of course, Stowell had some issues early on in time trials, able to gather it back up, put down a half-decent time, and now going to tack on to the tail of the field here in heat race number 2 as the field going to work their way through turns 1 and 2 this time. Mark Lalonde, of course, one of those guys that always finds himself up at the front of the field. And Kevin Federley Jr., another one of those guys that's just always really, really strong. We see them door to door absolutely everywhere, anytime that those two are on the racetrack.
Definitely the cream of the crop of the Pro Stocks.
That's right.
Here at Mohawk. And they travel over to Cornwall every single Sunday night. Some of our drivers like to do the double duty, and the Pro Stocks have been putting on a show here at Mohawk. They usually run the last race of the night. The track is 2 lanes wide, but the cars are 4 cars wide. You could almost like weld the side bumpers together. They're so close together, and they're like that for 20 laps straight. I think we've had 4 out of 6 finishes were side-by-side photo finishes this year. One of them was 3 or 4 cars wide. So the Pro Stocks always put on a great show wherever they go. Car counts has been really great this season here at Mohawk for the Pro Stock division as Mark Lalone and Kevin Federley Jr. are coming off of turn number 4 at the J&L Detailing clean start zone. Green flag is out. Mark Lalone squeezes out to the early lead. Here comes Zach Daniels in that number 32 car. He's taking a peek to the inside, but charging back on the outside, and the 57K is going to be Kevin Federley. Here comes Burton Ward in the 28. He's been Mr. Consistency all season here at Mohawk. He's picked up a couple feature wins at Cornwall and at Airborne. The 28 and the 32, Zach Daniels and Burton Ward get together on the front straightaway. Allows Burton Ward into the number 2 spot. He jumps up and down the back straightaway in front of Kevin Federley Jr. Jr. has to check up a little bit. Allows Burton Ward a clear spot in second. Number 57K of Kevin Federley Jr. will be relegated to 3rd right now. He's chasing down Burton Ward. Ward was able to shut the door on him on that last time around, and that's kind of how they shuffled out. Unfortunately, Zach Daniels shuffles back to 4th. He tried a couple different things this week. He had a kind of a rough week last week after coming off of a feature win. He's going to try it out again here as he takes a peek underneath the 57K of Kevin Federley Jr. Right now he's side by side. Federley Jr. looking a little bit loose off of turn number 2. Allows Zach Daniels a nose advantage. Here comes Federley charging back in the number 57K. Cross flags are being displayed. Right now it is Mark Lalone leading the charge.
Lalone continues to lead off at turn number 2. That is Burton Ward holding on to that second spot. Battles on for third. Federley up on the high side. Daniels down on the inside as Mark Lalone out of Plantagenet, Ontario, continues to lead off at turn number 4, coming to just 3 laps remaining in this one. Burton Ward driving that 28, holding on to second. Zach Daniels has company up on the high side, the 57K, and Kevin Federley Jr. trying to work his way up onto that podium spot as they're going to come to popsicle sticks this time. It's going to be 2 to go for Mark Lalone as he comes off at turn number 4 this time. 2 laps to go. The 8 of Lalone, the 28 of Ward, and it's the 32 of Zach Daniels holding on to that third spot, but not for long as Federley looks to the high side once again. Kevin Federley Jr. trying to take that third spot from Zach Daniels as they continue to be side by side off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, but through turn number 3 and 4 this time. Coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go for the JLB Heating and Cooling. Number 8 of Mark Lalone as he heads through turns number 1 and 2 for the final time. He has himself a big gap there over Burton Ward. That battle for third continues. Daniels on the inside, Federley up on the high side, but through turns number 3 and 4 for the final time. Off of turn number 4, it's the Swamps Automotive checkered flag for Mark Lalone. Lalone takes the top spot over Burton Ward. Zach Daniels gets by Kevin Federley Jr. at the line to take that spot. And it's going to be Keegan Stollo to bring up the rear of the field. And still one final heat race to go here in the Pro Stocks.
Well, while we have an opportunity, I'd like to thank all the fine folks. Hey, my friends are over next door from the FX Caprera. Paula is over there along with Nikki and her mom. 2 out of the 3 work at IGA, and the other one works at FX Caprera. Glad you're along with us. Also on the card tonight, Johnson Building Supply, Smith's Lumber, world's famous Blaze on hand tonight as the Short Track Super Series comes to the Mohawk International Raceway. Couple of shout-outs here right now. Dalen Izard. Yesterday was his birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. The proud son of none other than the legendary, often imitated, never duplicated, Greg Izard. Also, shout out to Hillary Jacobs. Her birthday was this last weekend. Also, my friend Kyle Jacobs watching at home, Junior Barnes, Roy Tarbell, and CJ Back.
Shout out to each and every one of them as we get set for heat race number 3. Leading them off in the pole. This works at home. Anytime we say this name, the crowd seems to erupt. Let's see if it works here. The 92.1 of Eric Jean-Louis on the pole alongside the 6 of Stefan Lebrun. Row number 2, the 2H of Luke Horning alongside the 71 of Delbert Legros Jr. Bringing up the rear of the field in row number 3, the 22B of Blaine Nichols, and is outside the 62 of Jason Tolhurst. Of course, Tolhurst previously ran a Ricky Bobby styled scheme on his car, had I Want to Go Fast on the back, and it seemed like when he ran it, he had no luck. So I think he's taking it off the rear, see what it does here this season as we're going to work our way towards the green flag this time through turns number 3 and 4. Eric Jean-Louis, Stefan Lebrun on the front row as we find the loud pedal. Green flag's out. Eric Jean-Louis going to lead us to the line.
Eric Jean-Louis will come around off of turn number 1. He's got some company to his outside. That sun is about to burn my retinas out on the backstretch. Into turns 3 and 4 we go for the first time. Eric Jean-Louis, the 92.1. He'll bring it off of turn number 4. He'll come around and lead lap number 1.
Jean-Louis leads us down into turn number 1, side by side behind him. That's where we find, of course, Stefan Lebrun and Luke Horning side by side as they work their way down the back straightaway. As Pedro mentioned, very bright down there on the backstretch. I could just imagine what those drivers are seeing or not seeing as they work their way off of turn number 4. Eric Jean-Louis going to continue to lead ahead of Luke Horning and Stefan Lebrun.
Yeah, cousin Luke starting to make some hay on the top side. Boy, he almost got that right rear off of it. He pulls it back to the inside of Lebrun for the number 2 position. The old, I almost slid off the track, but I'll come back around and take the number 2 spot. Jean-Louis leading the way once again off of turn 4.
Eric Jean-Louis, the 92.1 Go FM JOB heating and cooling machine, leads the way up on that high side once again. Cousin Luke Horning leads us down the back straightaway. Stefan LeBrun, Blaine Nichols, and, of course, Delbert LeGros Jr. round out the top 5 towards the rear of the field. The 62 of Jason Tolhurst is Don't Look Now. Here comes Horning on the high side, trying to close that gap on Jean-Louis.
Yeah, Cousin Luke's got something up his sleeve, and that something is to the high side. He's dancing with the devil coming off of turn number 2. He is starting to close the gap of this 8-lap event. We're over halfway home now this time. Luke Horning once again for that top side. He likes rim riding around the top side into turns, but down on the front stretch, Eric Jean-Louis is your leader, but for how long?
For how long is the question indeed. Horning back to the high side now, drops to the inside. Going to try to get that same run there on Jean-Louis. Actually has to check up a little bit as he was taking a look to the high side. Jean-Louis closed that gap. Horning getting it a bit sideways up there on the top. Now going to look to the bottom once again. Is coming to the line. Just 2 laps to go. Eric Jean-Louis, Luke Horning, the top 2.
Yeah, Luke Horning's diamond cutting it, and here he comes off the bottom turn 2. Oh, a little bit of chrome horn action this time. He gives him a shot in the shorts on the backstretch as we go into turns 3 and 4. Jean-Louis on the bottom. Here comes Cousin Luke to the top side, making it work.
White flag in the air, 1 lap to go here in Pro Stock Heat Race number 3. It's Horning up top, Jean-Louis on the inside as they work their way off of turn number 2 this time. Horning's got the high side, Jean-Louis down on the inside as they head for turn number 3 for the final time. Jean-Louis has the upper hand, but here comes Horning off of turn number 4, coming to the Swamps Automotive checkered flag. It's Luke Horning. What a battle to the line. Luke Horning, Eric Jean-Louis separated by just 1/10 of a second. Stefan LeBrun going to bring it home in 3rd. Blaine Nichols 4th. Delbert LeGros Jr. in 5th. And Jason Tolhurst going to round out the field.
Yes, great heat racing action here. Next up onto the speedway. This may be, we're going to have to double check. We have a Consi coming up. Also, shout out to my buddy Junior Barnes, who's on the mend. He was a little under the weather yesterday, so he's watching us at home on FloRacing.